Yeah, yeah, yeet, 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 yeet. All right, that's enough of that. What is going on, y'all? Richie here, back again from Red Planet Wrestling, bringing you yet another video. Sorry, it's been quite a bit of a delay within the last couple of days as far as time goes in between videos. I was a little bit busy. Had a Tekken tournament the same day of the Royal Rumble. I was able to make it home back in time for the Rumble. Sunday, I spent some time with family, and I was running around like a chicken without a head, so I didn't have any time to sit down or even go live to get my thoughts out on the Royal Rumble. So we're going to try and do this one quick. I'm going to try and not ramble for too long. And I want to try and see if I can just do a straight shoot, no edits, which there'll probably be some just in case if I sneeze, which I've done in previous videos. You just haven't seen it. Anyways, there I go, rambling. So we're just going to get started right away. The first half of the Royal Rumble, I was not a fan of. I wanted to really like the women's Royal Rumble match. I did not. Was it bad? No, not necessarily. There were just parts of it that were better than other parts, but majority of it just felt flat to me. It didn't quite stick the landing as much as I really wanted it to. And I really liked last year's a lot. I actually think I liked it a little bit better than the men's. Even though, Cody won back-to-back Royal Rumbles, I found myself enjoying the 2024 women's Royal Rumble match better than the men's. It was just better paced, more fun. The returns or the surprises were just more exciting, in my opinion, than the men's last year. This year, I still kind of felt the same. The women I felt had more of the returns. I mean, we had Trish Stratus, we had Alexa Bliss. There was the possibility of AJ Lee coming back, or maybe that was just me thinking that. I don't know, but every year I keep having faith, and I should probably stop because I'm just letting myself down. And of course, we had Jordan Grace, but now she's under the WWE umbrella, which was a very strange thing, in my opinion. Last year, when she was still under TNA and she was the Knockouts champion, she was in the Rumble for, what, an hour, if not almost an hour. Whereas this year, she was barely in, which was a little bizarre. But I would imagine that it probably had to do something with the partnership with TNA. Perhaps they didn't want their champion to look too weak. But then again, if you look at the men's Royal Rumble, when we had Joe Hendry come out, he got eliminated relatively quickly. He, kind of manhandled Miz a little bit, but then Joe Hendry kind of fucked off relatively fast, and he's the TNA heavyweight champion. So I thought that was a little bit odd, but whatever. I'm sure they want to save his appearances and stuff like that. Huge pop, by the way. Speaking of huge pops, Alexa Bliss, huge pop. Nikki Bella, as number 30, I kind of felt a little bit bad for her because I think people were expecting either like an AJ Lee or a Becky Lynch, and then ended up being Nikki Bella, and that's not necessarily fair. It's almost the same thing as when, what was it, the 2015 Royal Rumble match when Rey Mysterio was number 30 and people wanted Daniel Bryan, and it just didn't happen. So it's kind of like those expectations of the fans not being met, and then it kind of just goes out on a whimper. And granted, Nikki Bella didn't get the heat that Rey Mysterio did all those years ago, but I just felt like they should have introduced her earlier in the match so she would have gotten a proper reception, probably the one that she deserved. But yeah, Alexa Bliss coming back was cool. That was a bit of a swerve, especially with all the stuff that was on the dirt sheets that she's not going to come back, or there was some contractual mishaps and whatever that was preventing her from returning. So it was kind of like a weird thing or whatever. And then, of course, Trish Stratus, who looks freaking amazing for her age, which is, kudos to her. She's kicking ass doing whatever she's doing. I guess the yoga is really helping. I'm probably going to start doing yoga. Probably not, but I probably should if I want to look like that at 50. So yeah, overall, I mean, my predictions were incorrect. I said Io Sky was going to win. That did not happen. She got eliminated by Nia Jax, and I was very, very upset by that. As soon as that happened, I said, fuck this match. Because what happened was what a lot of people, I guess, I don't know if they necessarily feared, but I guess predicted. And predictability isn't such a bad thing, don't get me wrong. But in this instance, I didn't care for Charlotte Flair winning the Royal Rumble. I don't think she needed it, much like John Cena didn't need a Royal Rumble win, which I'll get to in just a second. I feel like she could have just gone on to win the Elimination Chamber. At this point, have Io Sky, who's probably now going to win the Elimination Chamber match, just have her win the Rumble, because Io Sky hasn't necessarily gotten the opportunities that Charlotte Flair has had throughout her career, you know? And the Royal Rumble is really meant to get a superstar who maybe not necessarily hasn't reached the main event status, but it puts them in another echelon, and it pushes their career trajectory to a whole different height. And I feel like Io Sky would have benefited more from a Royal Rumble win than Charlotte Flair. But I get it. She's a big draw. It's her comeback. She was gone for a little over a year at this point now. I think she got injured in December of 2023, and she came back just now, January 2025. So yeah, just a little over a year, which is crazy to think about. It doesn't even feel that long. So I get it. You know, it's a big moment. So I'll let bygones be bygones. But at the end of the day, I was displeased with that match overall, and I felt bad, like, not liking it. But you know, it is what it is. You can't please anyone. You can't please everyone, and I'm not necessarily trying to sound like I'm bashing on it either, but I'm sure it's not coming across that way. But in any event, after that, it was a 4-match card, which was very nice. We didn't have too much stuff crammed in, and everybody got some time. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. I liked it up until I didn't like it. The action was going pretty fast. I had predicted that at least like the first 2-3 minutes of the match, they were going to score like the first pinfall. So it was going to be like, oh, who's going to get the second, or are they going to break it and make it even, sort of thing. You know, the whole 2 out of 3 stipulation. But they didn't. You know, they didn't get the first pinfall until like a little bit later into the match, which I appreciated. I thought that was really cool. I wish they had gotten maybe at least 5 more minutes, because I felt like it was finally kicking into that final gear up until that lame ass finish of Street Profits coming out and interfering. I get the whole ordeal, and hopefully Street Profits win some type of tag team gold, because they've kind of just been in the background for far too long, not necessarily picking up any wins or having any sort of relevancy, and it sucks because they're pretty over. And both of those men, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, are talented, so they deserve so much more than what they've been given. So hopefully this leads to something, maybe a triple threat at Mania for the tag titles. I don't think we do another ladder match stipulation again for the second year in a row. Hopefully not. If we're going to do any multi-man matches, maybe save it for the, I don't know, United States Championship. I don't know. Intercontinental Championship. I could see them doing Sheamus versus Braun again if Sheamus finally wins the IC title, but that's neither here nor there. That ladder match for the WWE Undisputed Championship was nasty. Absolutely nasty. Cody continues to show a bit of a more vicious side, which I'm enjoying, and I think that's all part of the plan. I think that storyline wise, I can see John Cena winning the men's elimination chamber and going on to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And there's an interesting dynamic here, because last year at WrestleMania, John Cena told Cody Rhodes that the weight of the championship grows heavier and heavier each day. And it seems as though that's happening to Cody, whereas he feels the pressure of being champion. He's about to make a full calendar year as being champion. And he's been growing more and more of a mean streak. And I think John Cena needs Cody Rhodes much as Cody Rhodes needs John Cena. Cody Rhodes needs to be reminded not to lose his way while he's champion. And that's going to come from the ultimate babyface, John Cena. And John Cena needs Cody Rhodes because he wants that 17th championship win. So either they keep both of them babyface, or now John Cena starts to kind of lean more to the dark side. And that kind of gives Cody Rhodes a bit of a wake-up call, and he's like, whoa, like, shit, I don't want to venture down that road. Alrighty, so much for not editing and doing a straight shoot because my microphone died. Men's Royal Rumble match. I liked this match a lot. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of star power, and That's another bit of a gripe that I had with the women's. It was more so the booking of it, because there are a lot of stars in the women's division. I just felt like the way that they set it up didn't necessarily highlight that, when it came down to like the final like 10, 8, 6, or even 3, despite Logan Paul's bum ass being in there. You felt a presence with all the people that were in there, all the names. You had, oh my gosh, I felt like I was 15 again. You had John Cena, you had CM Punk, then you had Roman Reigns, then you had Seth Rollins. You had so many different names in there: Jey Uso, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, um, just so many different names. And I felt like I wish that they had kind of done something similar with the women's. I probably would have been some, comparisons and banter online, like, oh, they just did what they did with the women's for the men, blah blah blah, but they're trying to like make it look like it's better. So I kind of get that side of the argument or whatever. But I think just from a booking standpoint is where I had an issue with the women's Royal Rumble match, and I wish that it was just a little bit properly structured, and certain people lasted a little bit longer than others, or certain superstars faced off X, Y, and Z. And I was surprised about the NXT presence in the women's Royal Rumble, which was pretty awesome. But again, men's Royal Rumble, we had, a couple neat little surprises. AJ Styles is back from injury, and he has his OG theme song, which is awesome because that other one was just not it. Finn Balor, speaking of theme songs, the fuck was that booty ass theme? Terrible. What the fuck? Def Rebel sucks ass with his garage band ass beats. But that's besides the point. I'm not even gonna scratch that one. That's a different can of worms. Yeah, just a fun match. That, and the whole final act of it again, with like the last like final 10, 8, 6, and 3 was it was a lot of fun. When Punk got eliminated by Logan Paul, I did a lap around my living room because I was pissed. Stupid story, and it's probably not going to mean dick, but when I had my Tekken tournament, I wore a CM Punk shirt, and I brought my big gold World Heavyweight Championship replica. And I said, okay, I'm trying to channel in all this energy so I can win the tournament, right? If I don't win, CM Punk is not going to win the Rumble. And CM Punk was my pick to win the Rumble. So that was my superstitious like way of thinking, right? So when I got eliminated from the Tekken tournament and I lost, I said, fuck, CM Punk is not winning tonight. So when it happened, I was kind of like double whammy depressed that neither he nor I won our respective whatchamacallits. Such a stupid way of thinking, but that was my rationale. That's exactly what was transpiring in my head. Everybody and their mother, including betting sites, thought that John Cena was going to win, and he did not. John Cena did not need this win, and I said it in my predictions video as well. John Cena does not need another Royal Rumble win to get a shot at the WWE Championship. He can go and win the Elimination Chamber, which he probably will. John Cena, this is his last year as an active competitor, so he understands the business. He has to try and put over as many talent that he can on his way out, because that's just what you do when you're a legend, when you're a future Hall of Famer, when you've had tenure in the business. You have to put over others on your way out so it can elevate them into superstardom, and then etc. etc. It's just a cycle. So I like that it came down to Jey and John Cena as the final two. I was kind of still thinking that Cena was going to win. I did not think that they were going to give Jey Uso the win, but the fact that they did was pretty damn awesome. That's that level of unpredictability that was surrounding the men's Royal Rumble, which I really liked. And now it just throws him into the actual main event scene. He is now officially main event Jey Uso. And if he wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Gunther at WrestleMania, that is going to be insane. And I feel like that's the avenue that they're leaning towards. And I'm with it. I know a couple of people are like, oh, you don't want to see Jey versus Gunther. Shut up, okay? Because it's going to bang. Their match at Saturday Night Main Event was fun. They need a little bit more time. And Jey Uso has been pretty close to getting Gunther's number, the same way that Sami Zayn did. And then he finally won the IC title off of Gunther at WrestleMania 40. So it's a similar sort of premise. And you're just going to root for Jey Uso, the babyface, the underdog, because Gunther's going to give him hell up until the entire time, up until WrestleMania. And Jey is going to undoubtedly question himself. Like, oh, shoot, can I get this done? Yada, yada, yada. And that's what's going to make us cheer for him. So there's a lot of interesting stories developing leading into WrestleMania that are still blossoming. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the 2025 Royal Rumble. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you love the women's match? Did you dislike it? Did you like the tag team match? Did you dislike it? Did you like the ladder match? Did you dislike it? Did you like the men's match? Did you dislike it? Who did you want to see win both respective Royal Rumble matches? Anything and everything, let me know in the comment section down below. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Red Planet Army. Turn on the notification icons so you never miss an upload or possible live stream. And of course, in the description box down below will be the links to my socials: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch if you want to follow me on there. All I do is talk about wrestling. And of course, I'll leave a link in the description box to the playlist to my newest series called WWE Weekly. I did not do a episode 4, I believe we would have been on this past Friday or Saturday. And quite frankly, that was because I didn't really watch Raw, NXT, or SmackDown. I was just very busy the entire week. And early in the week, I wasn't really feeling too well. So I kind of just called it an early night. So I didn't feel like it was proper of me to kind of make a half-assed episode on shows that I didn't watch. So it's not really too fair. So WWE Weekly Recap will be back later this week. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Other than that, love, peace, and chicken grease. Like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe. Check out the description box down below. All that good stuff. And I will catch you all in the next video. So thank you all so much for tuning in.
I want it all, excess, the sex, much success, stress us. I want it all, no less. Come on.